Okay, so I'm hearing that you think there's corruption in the CBRM, and I'm hearing that you want an audit, maybe even a forensic one, because that sounds pretty serious. You want to look for waste? How about nepotism? And maybe there's a thicker management layer than there should be. I'm Joe Ward, and I'm running for mayor of the CBRM, and I don't know what the answers are to the kind of questions we're asking would be. Not yet, but I want to take a look. Now, here's the catch-22. If you ask the CBRM executives for an audit, they're going to tell you they already do them on their financial statements. And if you ask the department heads how they're doing, they're going to tell you they're doing as best they can with limited resources. Do we ever expect anyone to give themselves a weak performance review? I get it. We lost our population for decades when industry failed, and our jacked up taxes killed any chance for significant growth in municipal revenue as we tried to reinvent ourselves. So we continue to pay too much as a result. So let me introduce you to my idea for a CLEAR team. CLEAR. Don't you just love these acronyms? It stands for Council-Led Examination and Review. Audit, right? So now you see why I'm the leading candidate on transparency. I come up with these nifty acronyms. Now we're starting to see clearly. Okay, so it's a council-led examination. What exactly is that? I'm going to tell you what I mean. I don't want to hire some expensive third-party consultants to rubber stamp a report that says everything is A-OK. And I don't want to rely on our management to be forced to give themselves an unbiased review. That's too difficult to do. What we are going to do is require them to hand over a bunch of information. And then Mayor Joe Ward and the rest of the new CBRM Council will be on the CLEAR team, although some of us will branch off into a committee that will take the lead on keeping that process moving forward and making sure we don't forget about it. My CLEAR team is going to require management from every department to hand over a bundle of information. And once we have it, we can start an independent exploration of what's inside, looking for areas where we should be asking questions. And for the astute among us, probably pinpointing several problem areas. Then when we find something, we can follow up with management and staff to answer our questions, or we'll have them present to the CLEAR committee in a public meeting. I'm talking about every department, but focusing on the largest ones with the biggest budgets right out of the gate. I'll bring up a graphic right now so you can see the kind of draft information that I want to see. But here's a few standout items. I want full organizational charts. I want to know how thick our management layers are and how much they're costing us and who reports to who. And I want to know their professional credentials and whether or not we moved them around from one department to another and whether that was an appropriate thing to do. And I want to have disclosures from our management on the number of employees who are related to them so that we can either pinpoint a problem or put concerns about such hiring practices to bed. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to ask for full staff scheduling reports, reports on overtime, how much and who, performance reviews, travel and training logs, and expense claims. And heck, while we're at it, we might even take a look at the boneyard of resumes of candidates that were passed over in hiring to see what missed opportunities might have occurred. I imagine you're getting excited now, right? So how about disciplinary reports, or maybe the lack thereof? You want your audit, right? Well, then you had better vote for a mayor that you know is going to deliver it. No more vague demands. I want to hit this task with specifics. Now, of course, I also want department budgets, indications of managers' discretionary budgets, and all of the fleet and equipment data, including which vehicles go home and with whom. And if we can find a little room in the budget, we might look at some fleet tracking to see where and when everything goes, and then line it up with those schedules I said I wanted to. You see, you're realizing that I'm serious about this now, aren't you? And guess what? Beyond the limits of some personal information that can't be disclosed, you, the public, and me, the people that pay to keep the CBRM operating, are going to get to find out what we discover. And not in a report every 3 to 5 years, in frequent reports that summarize what the CLEAR team is evaluating, what questions they've raised, what concerns they've had. In fact, I don't see why you can't see the questions and concerns when they're raised, when they're first asked, because that's what transparency and accountability is all about when you have someone like me who knows they aren't just cliched buzzwords. But you have to promise me one thing. If we get all this data and we dig our teeth in and we come out with a view that waste and corruption that the public wants to unveil isn't as extensive as we thought, then we'll ask to see the receipts, but we're going to be open-minded about it. I'm the last guy on the planet to sugarcoat anything for the CBRM. If I find something significant, you can expect that my recommendation to council will be to make some major changes to get it fixed. Maybe some changes that some folks won't like, but necessary changes. Now, if we find some of that money to reclaim, maybe we can actually reinvest it into local youth groups that are trying to complete the ever so easy task of saving a generation. But every time they go to ask for help, they get nickeled and dimed in requests to help them stay operating. Saving a generation of children is a worthwhile goal of ANADA. I've told you over and over that transparency is a real thing. So you're going to support me in forming the CLEAR team and getting you the answers that you've been waiting for? If the answer is yes, then I need your vote. But I need more than that. You have to share this video, and you have to go to your friends, your family, and your coworkers offline and let them know that this is happening. But only if they back the right horse this time. This is your chance, so vote Joe Ward and let's clear things up. Hi everyone, this is just a quick note to let you know that my full platform is now available at electjoeward.com, a new CBRM game plan, so please check that out.